Hi and welcome to Connie Art. I have a video after not having one again for a while, which has kind of been the regular thing for me lately, for World Watercolour Month that is very soon going to be over. I think tomorrow is the 31st, and I haven't done any watercolours for World Watercolour Month. The previous 2 years I have done the challenge and done the prompts, but this year I just wanted to have a break and not have that stress like I did last year. Got a little burnt out because I did World Watercolour Month, 100-day project, and Inktober last year, and yeah, it burnt me out quite a bit. So on to today's painting. I decided to do 2 little watercolours for World Watercolour Month, and they're in my handmade watercolour sketchbook, which has Moulin de Roy paper in it by Canson, and I am using my Daniel Smith paints. And I decided to do a scenery with a little sunset and a nice tree in the foreground. And the other one I decided to do the night sky with the moon and a couple of fluffy clouds. So the one with the moon I used mainly just blue paints. I think Prussian blue, a little bit of phthalo blue, some dioxazine violet, and some moon glow for the blue night sky background, and also for the shading on the clouds. And then when I'd finished painting it and doing the wash, I made sure that I went around each of the clouds to give it a bit of a glow, so with water to try and make it look like it's kind of glowing. And I think I kind of got a little bit. I'm getting there. Making things look like they're glowing is, I really like doing that, but it's really quite tricky, so I've got to keep practicing. And then after I'd done all of that, I used a bit of whitewash and just fixed up the shape of the moon. I really probably should have used a circle stencil to get it nice and even, but I didn't, so it's a little wonky, but that's okay. And then I also used the whitewash just to put some stars in the sky as well, which you'll see a little later. For the sunset painting, I did mostly washes in the background, and again I was trying to make the sunset kind of glow down onto the ground and through the trees, and I think I kind of got it a little bit. It's kind of subtle, but it works. I have made a lot of mistakes with this painting. I was rushing a little bit, so things were bleeding in together, but some of it I actually think it adds to the effect of the piece a little bit. And I tried to use lots of layers to get more depth and dimension. So for example, in the tree I did the first layer wash, which was a mix of burnt sienna, yellow ochre, and moon glow. And then I varied the amounts of each colour in that mix and did a couple more layers to try and make the trunk of the tree look kind of gnarly, and like there was like bits that were sticking out further than the rest of the trunk, because it's one of those trunks that had looks like lots of trees growing together. So I think I captured it a little bit. And then for the background I wanted to get the rolling hills in, and I've tried to do rolling hills a few times and I do struggle a little bit, but I think I finally got there in the end with these ones today, and they even have a little bit of a glow from the sunset in the end as well, which I was really happy with. And the last bit for the scenery with the tree was to put all of the background trees in as well, and varying the amount of water and colour and depth of colour for those to try and get them to look more three-dimensional was also a little bit tricky, but I think I got there. Foliage is something that I often paint and it looks like just one big clump, and I'm trying to get out of that habit and trying to learn some more different techniques. I've watched a little bit by Mind of Watercolour, and that's really helped. He's got very good techniques about laying down the colour but then lifting off some of the colour to try and lighten up and separate the foliage from one another, and then charging in with a deeper colour to be able to get them to have just a little bit more definition from each other, so they didn't just look like one big clump of green in the background. And I think I achieved that for the most part in this piece as well. So overall I'm really happy with it. Here's a little bit of peel porn, and this bit come off a little funny all at one chunk, but it was a little bit satisfying as well at the same time. And that's pretty much it for today's video. Upcoming here is my final piece. And I'm really happy with how these pieces came out. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps my channel out, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.